It's 3:30 in the morning, guys. Let's get right to work. We're going to be talking about the American Dream today. The first video we'll be reacting to talks about the definition of the classical American dream as we know it from a long time ago. The second video we'll be reacting to talks about the current playbook that you need to do or have so that you can achieve the American dream. The third and final video that we'll be talking about addresses how much the American dream is going to cost us. So it's going to be a fun one. So buckle up, guys. Let's get right to it.
1948 to 1973, for 25 years, the U.S. economy was so amazing that you could conceivably get a job. I mean, a regular job. I don't mean an amazing job, just a job. And the pay would be.
I'm going to pause it right here, guys. I don't want to get a copyright strike. Back then, from 1948 to 1973, as the man here says, that you can have a regular average job and be an average person here in America and be a janitor or a mechanic, a secretary, and you can have the American dream. You can purchase a house, you can raise your kids, you can send them to college. Hell, you can even retire with a pension back then, the golden age of America. And those days are no longer, obviously. So lucky us here, we're stuck here struggling. Nowadays, you need, more than two jobs. Well, two jobs at least to get ahead, to just, provide for yourself, let alone raise a family and do everything else that we need to do.
So high and the benefits so amazing that you could not only afford to buy a house and feed your family, you might be able to send your kids to school, and you might be able to retire really well. That was the only time, in fact, in human history where a person could work and make wealth.
Isn't that crazy to think about? That is the only time in history that the middle class can get ahead with just one job and build wealth. Maybe we got it all wrong. Maybe that was an anomaly, the American dream, and we missed the boat, and the boomers were just real lucky.
Because if you look at the middle class today in the United States, they don't make wealth. They barely get by. But for 25 years, people were prospering. If people aren't fretting about food, if they're not worried about shelter, if they're not in constant fear that the economic situation they're in will collapse, they have mind space to start to ask bigger and better questions. Wait a minute, what about civil liberties? What about civil rights? What about human rights? And the next thing you know, by 1954, 6 years into this explosive economy, we're in the middle of a revolution.
Do you think that the American dream is dead? We cannot use the same playbook our parents gave us to live life today, right? We've been told this American dream. You work hard, you study good, you go to college, you get a good job, you climb the corporate ladder, and you will be able to buy that white picket fence home, go on 2 vacations.
That was the classic dream that they sold us, guys. And I know because I tried to follow this playbook. And for the average person, this playbook is probably not going to get you the classic American dream that we just saw. It might get you, a steady life as a single person, right? But if you're trying to raise a family and buy a house, the average person probably in debt with, student loan, a car loan, credit card debt, all that stuff, and you're definitely not gonna be achieving the classical American dream.
A year and have your 2 kids and a golden retriever. It doesn't work like that anymore. You cannot save your way to rich unless you are making upwards of $500,000 a year. You cannot get there through saving.
Hi.
$500,000 is that's pretty good money, guys. You don't need that much to achieve the American dream. I'd say for a single person, $150,000. I live out here in California, so everything out here is expensive. I'd say $150,000 is enough to really get you ahead after a couple of years of winning like that, you can definitely have the American dream. Um, but you're still working. $250,000 really is when you're comfortable as a single person.
I'm here for the American dream. Oh, great. Go ahead and line up right over there. Awesome, thanks. Hi, one American dream, please. Well, first you'll need a $40,000 college degree. Oh, I came to this country with only $5 in my pocket.
I can relate because I'm actually an immigrant, and when I got to this country, definitely one of my goals was to graduate college and get a degree, and I did. Cost me a pretty penny, but was it worth it? I don't know. Um, I'd say yes, just for the experience, and it actually helped me out when I lost my job 7, 8 months ago, and I used my degree and got me a decent paying job in the healthcare industry. So for me, it worked out having that degree. For a lot of people, though, it hasn't been paying off what the investment and return of the investment is.
No problem. Take this $40,000 debt and head to the next station. Awesome, thank you. Hi, American, now that you have a college degree, you'll need a car to get to your job. Oh, okay. That'll be $20,000. I don't take this debt and head over there.
Hey, $20,000 for a car is, that's not a bad deal. If it's a new car, 20,000, I'd say that's a great deal, depending on what car it is. It's like a Honda Civic, I think.
Next, $400,000 to buy your house. Take this debt and keep in mind, by the time you pay this house off in 30 years, you would have paid us $500,000 in interest. So the house will end up costing you $1 million. I don't think I can afford this. Oh, and if you get a raise at
Yes, $400,000 for a house. You're not gonna, not in California, not in San Diego. Here in San Diego, it costs like $700,000 to $800,000 for a decent house. $400,000 property here in San Diego. That's a shithole basically, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just a reality out here in San Diego.
work, be sure to upgrade your car. And when can I expect to retire? I mean, you got stuff to pay for, so 65 if you're lucky. This is not a dream, it's a nightmare.
American Dream now costs over $3.4 million, including hospital birth, raising children to 18, car purchases, college, wedding, home, pet, health insurance, $750.
All right, guys, we're gonna do some Brian math here. This video outlines the costs of some major milestones that you need to hit financially. So let's do the math. A hospital birth, $5,708. You can definitely get rid of that by not having kids. So scratch that off. We're off to a good start. Children to 18 cost over $500,000. We're not going to have kids. So, hey, I just saved myself $500,000. Car purchases, $271,330. Good Lord. What car are we buying here? Is this over the lifetime of a person? Because that's like a freaking Porsche. That's a little expensive. I don't know about that. College, $42,000. That's more than what I paid for, but with inflation, yeah, I'd say that's about right. Probably what the Gen Z or the Zoomers are paying nowadays. Wedding, $35,800. I'm not getting married, so hey, I just saved myself another $36,000. Home, $800,000. Whew. See, that's what I want. I'm aiming for that one. $800,000. That's going to take me some time to achieve, but boy, I need to get on that horse as soon as possible. Pets, $68,000. What kind of pet are you buying? Some exotic tiger or kangaroo? $6,000 to $8,000 for pets? Jesus, I don't know about that. Save yourself the $6,000 to $8,000, guys. Don't buy the snakes. Don't buy the alligators. Get yourself a cat that costs a couple $100 at most. Health insurance. Holy, $934,000 for $700. That can't be right. Almost $1 million for health insurance. No wonder they're off the the United Healthcare CEO guy. If it's costing that much, this is why I like to be active and healthy as much as possible. So that way I don't have to pay a lot of my health insurance. Good Lord, that's a lot. Retirement. Here's a big one. $715,000. I don't know where they got this number, but $715,000, that's not enough for retirement. Nowhere near enough in my opinion. If you're planning to live more than 10 years, that's only $70,000 a year. If you're planning to live, if you're planning to retire 10 years, you're gonna need more than that. More than that.
$15,000 for retirement, the 12-year life expectancy past 65, and nearly $8,000 for funeral, totaling
$8,000 for funeral costs? Why would I care if I'm already dead? Average total of $3.5 million essentially. And that is the American dream, guys. I want to know what you guys did to achieve the American dream if you are living it. And if you are, congratulations. If you are trying to achieve it, I want to know what you're doing. Or maybe you're not trying to achieve it, and I want to know why. Write it in the comment section. Maybe I'm an overachiever, and I am trying my darnest to achieve it, the classical sense. But I'm gonna do it. I swear to God. If it's the last thing I do, I'll die trying. I'll die trying. But I'll see you guys next time.